Let's talk about Lindsay Lohan. You know, she had this show on OWN, which is Oprah's network, that nobody knows what channel it's on except for Oprah, apparently. And the show got canceled. It did one season and it just got canceled. It had poor ratings, surprise, surprise. And there's a lot of drama around the show. Now, I actually hadn't watched the show until we decided to do this segment, so I caught up a little bit. Let's show you a little clip of Lindsay's show.
I may have addictions to certain things in life, but I'm not essentially your typical addict. That's not who I am. I'm not that kind of person. I know the difference between right and wrong and stupid and idiotic and, you know, what's good and bad. Like, I know that I was raised well by my parents, and I've seen it. But there's certain things that people don't. There's no one around people sometimes, and I see that now. It's terrifying.
We don't usually do this kind of stuff on this show, but I thought this was particularly interesting because it's related to Oprah and how much truth are we getting out of her, and Lindsay's just such a train wreck. So first, let's just talk about the train wreck part of it. Why are we obsessed with train wrecks? Why no matter if Justin Bieber pees in a slop bucket and yells at Bill Clinton, and you know Amanda Bynes throws a bong out of a window, it was my bong, that was the upsetting part. It's like, why are we obsessed with these people?
Well, I think you see celebrities climb very high and then you want to see them fall. I mean, it's part of the kind of story that we've been conditioned to expect. And so when someone is that famous and that popular and that rich, you kind of expect this downfall aspect to happen. That's like the way the story ends.
Yeah.
I think Lindsay's been around for so long, we've seen ups and downs. I personally watched the show hoping it would be, I mean, I'm one of those people who actually wants her to succeed.
So you thought that somehow she was going to be, get her mea culpa through this?
Well, I don't know what I thought, but I kept watching. So, I mean, it's tough. I mean, she really is. I feel like she's trying. I feel like she's also very deluded. And so you kind of see that in the show.
Yeah. Now, what channel is it, by the way?
I have no idea.
See, you don't even know, and you've been watching
I DVR'd it. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The DVR knows.
Yeah. What do you think? What's the train wreck explanation? Because there's something deep in the human psyche that loves this shit.
Well, I think part of it is actually just an addiction to narrative and the fact that when someone reaches the top, if it was a movie, that'd be the end of the narrative. But in life, it continues to go on. So we seek out the next part of the story. We want to see the next part of the story. And I think this is, kind of the Heisenberg uncertainty principle. It's like something that is watched will be changed. And when you start pointing a camera and throwing paparazzi around these people at all times, like that will drive someone crazy. And I think we've seen that with so many people now. I mean, TMZ plays this, whenever somebody gets into serious trouble and something really bad happens, TMZ suddenly seems like really like respectful.
Well, that person had some serious...
we really are praying for, and it's like, you're a big part of what happened here. This is someone who maybe didn't like shoot someone, but provided the gun.
Well, their views evolved. Their views evolved. They were personally affected, and their views evolved.
Exactly. Somebody needs to put some of that powdered alcohol in, what's his name? Howie? What the hell's his name from TMZ?
Levin.
Harvey Levin. Put it in his little, he's sucking on that thing constantly. This reminded me a little bit of that South Park episode with, that we used to have human sacrifice, and now we're not sacrificing these people to death, but we're just putting them up there for that. So I guess that sort of goes to what you're saying about there's like this deep need in us.
This is really dark.
Kind of thing. Was that very dark?
Yet not as dark as the show Lindsay.
Precisely.
Still darker than anything you said.
So the part that made me really want to talk about this, though, was the Oprah connection, because everything Oprah has built herself on has been actually what we think of are the reverse of Lindsay Lohan. And everyone was like, oh, well, she's going to give her a chance, and Oprah can fix Lindsay Lohan because Oprah can do anything. But even Oprah failed. Did she fail?
How
sad does that make you?
Well, it makes me very sad. The whole show, I'm still reeling.
Yeah.
It's been a tough several weeks, but I think that, I don't know, it's hard because with Oprah, you kind of wonder, did she come into this with good intentions? Was she actually trying to help someone? That is her thing.
So we believe that's her thing, but she also wants to make money, right? She wants somebody to watch the channel.
And no one's watching that network, so I think that it's a mix. Well, except for, she has a lot of Tyler Perry programming that's doing pretty well.
Do we have a laugh track? Can someone put it? There's a laugh track that we've ever put on the show.
You're laughing, but it's doing really well.
Yeah?
People love Tyler Perry.
People love Tyler Perry. Lindsay, not so much. But I think that it's a combination of wanting the ratings and also believing that I think she thought she could craft a story where it is this addict who has failed so many times before, but now she's suddenly it's a come to Jesus moment, and Oprah is Jesus, and that's the show. But that isn't what happened because Lindsay's not that predictable, and you can't kind of force an addict into that narrative.
Yeah, so that's the part that I think is interesting, because this is, if that's the case, let's give Oprah all the credit in the world. She really did this to help Lindsay and all that. Well, then she sort of failed in her mission, right?
Sure. I mean,
has she ever failed before, Oprah, at anything?
Well, she did once with James.
Sorry.
She did once with James Fry, and she let him know that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think the problem is also Lindsay's. Who knows what her addiction and her real situation is, but there seems to be a component of it where fame is enabling the worst aspects of her addictions. And I watched some of the show, and it seemed to me that this was not that the way, if you really wanted to help Lindsay Lohan, the way to help her was not to put her on, to take what's been driving her crazy and then just blow it out times a million. It would be to remove her from the spotlight. And
right, so isn't that something that's sort of perverse? I mean, Oprah must have thought of that. Like, you're going to take like a fame-addicted person,
right?
And she's probably addicted to some other things too, which she sort of said she was or wasn't. It wasn't really clear there. And then you're going to give them more of that? Like, isn't that a little? Just
to play devil's advocate, there is an aspect of accountability to it, and I think that I watch Real Housewives too, Beverly Hills.
Yes,
Kim
Boy,
Richards.
that and Medea.
I don't watch the Tyler Perry.
I
don't. It's just I know that it exists. Kim Richards, recovering alcoholic, said that the show basically saved her life because she was being filmed all the time. She couldn't secretly drink. She couldn't avoid people calling her an alcoholic on camera.
Yeah.
And it made her get treatment. I don't think that's the normal course of action for an addict. I'm just saying, like, there is an aspect of accountability when you're filming someone and you're following them in that way.
Bravo Andy is truly the greatest man alive. He's helping addicts.
Yes.
I call him Bravo Andy because that's what his Twitter used to be. Whatever his name is, Andy Cohen.
Yeah.
What do you guys, how do you personally deal with the train wreck people? Because like Amanda Bynes, when she was going off the rails, and Bieber and all that, like I follow them on Twitter just really purely for the jokes. But every now and again, I do start, like when Amanda Bynes was really going down the tubes, I started feeling bad, and I was like, I'm not going to joke about her anymore, because she literally could just show up in a gutter, and then I guess I'll feel bad. But how do you, because you want to be part of the zeitgeist, right? We're all in it, and
I think there's a difference between someone like Justin Bieber, who it doesn't seem like there's an addiction. It doesn't seem like it seems like he's kind of a smart-ass kid, and he does asshole things on a grand scale.
A lot of toys.
Yeah, I mean, he is basically Dennis the Menace with like a lot of money and no accountability.
Yeah.
Whereas Lindsay Lohan and Amanda Bynes, there seems to be some actual medical, mental, possibly, issues at play, and that there's a difference between it feels darker and meaner, and it's the same way when people joke about, like Miley Cyrus was in the hospital recently for like a real, like she had a bad reaction to penicillin or something, but the jokes immediately about, oh, what STDs, or oh, she's pregnant with so-and-sos, and it just becomes, what if something truly terrible happens to this person?
Right. So how do you deal with that?
There's a threshold. I mean, you have to kind of factor a lot of things in. It's like, how much of a dick is that person? So with Justin Bieber, like he is a dick. Like that, we don't feel guilty for making fun of him.
Right.
With someone who's clearly struggling, I mean, you have to look at it and say, like, can I make a joke and live with myself after doing so? And I think that I hold back for a lot of people because I don't think I could kind of cope with it.
Right.
And then every once in a while, there's someone like Bieber is a great example who just, I mean, there's no sympathy for him. Like, we're not worried about him. If he were clearly struggling, maybe I would step back. But right now, he's just being Justin.
He's just a rich kid.
And spoiled rich kid is a problem, but it's not like something you can treat medically.
Yeah.
So
but wouldn't that be great?
Yeah. If a pill could fix him, give it to him. But I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah. All right. Well said. Bieber, you're welcome to come on the show anytime and defend yourself. We'd love to have you.